Rebirth into the world of full-time mages, change the status quo of mages, and forge weapons and magical weapons with the strongest forging techniques. In this book, the plot is advanced by more than 10 years fast-paced. This book, also known as, I Changed the Current Situation of the Magic Age, I Have Successfully Ruled the Magical World, keywords of the novel. Full-time Mage's Blade Magic Tools without pop-ups, Full-time Mage's Blade Magic Tools TXT Complete Collection Download, latest chapter reading of Full-time Mage's Blade Magic Tools. Chapter 1. Basic Configuration for Traversal. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1. Basic Configuration for Traversal Hangzhou City. Song City. On a square of the Oriental family. The popularity system has been successfully loaded, do you want to bind it? Dongfang Yan, who was waiting in line to awaken the magic, suddenly saw a prompt. 16 years. A full 16 years. He finally waited for the loading of the Guba system. Collaboration must be on the day of magic awakening, binding. After roast, Dongfang Yan said 2 words from his heart. Since birth, he has been looking forward to this day, and now that it has arrived, how can he give up? Ding, congratulations on successfully binding the host. At the moment when the system binding was successful, another box appeared in front of Dongfang Yan, which was about introducing the system. Popularity system. Each additional person who has seen the host can increase their popularity base by 1. Knowing the host can double their popularity. Believing in the host can increase their popularity by 4 times. Respecting the host can earn 6 times their popularity. Loyalty to the host can directly earn 10 times their popularity. 10 times their popularity is the peak, and they can regain popularity every complete year. Popularity can be used for lucky draws, 10 popularity points can draw beginner rewards. 100 popularity points can draw mid-level rewards. Not currently enabled, 1000 popularity points can draw high-level rewards. Not currently enabled, the popularity lottery will be opened based on the host's own strength. Do you want to receive the beginner gift package? Claim. He didn't pay much attention to the system introduction, but this beginner gift package is something he is extremely concerned about. And when he chose to claim it, a new box appeared. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining the Eastern Moon beginning inheritance of the Fox Demon World. Tears of the Void and Pure Yang Inflammation. Note. Due to the low cultivation level of the host, Tears of Void is temporarily banned, high-level unlocking. Pure Yang Inflammation currently increases damage magic power by 1.5. With the appearance of Tears of Void and Pure Yang Inflammation, Dongfang Yan felt a slight fluctuation in his spiritual world. In the void of the spiritual world, 2 magic spells appeared at this moment. One is the fire system. It is burning a golden flame. And the other one is the silver spatial system. Its silver rays have not disappeared, but at the center of the space system, there is a blue teardrop. Next, Dongfang Yan. At this moment, his name was called out from above. Although magic had already emerged in the starry dust, Dongfang Yan wanted to try and see if he could successfully awaken the new generation, so he walked up. And as he placed his hand on the awakening stone, first there was a fiery red flame, and then the flame transformed into gold. Every day, born spirit seed. The family elder in charge of awakening had a hint of excitement on his face. What? At this moment, Dongfang Yan is very numb. What kind of thing is this? If you haven't awakened yet, you can't awaken, right? Before waiting for the elder responsible for awakening to be fully excited, the golden flame dissipated, and then a ray of silver light flickered out. Oh my goodness! When he saw another ray of light shining, he realized the extraordinary nature of Dongfang Yan. The excitement on his face now turned into shock. A family is not a player without innate talent, but they have superior talents such as innate spiritual species and innate dual lineages. There are still many talents, Dongfang Yan is definitely the first one. All the children of the family present, whether awakened or not, were deeply shocked at this moment. Popularity value +1. Popularity value +1. Immediately after, the box suddenly popped out, followed by a string of +1 popularity points. There are over 20 people in this square who are responsible for maintaining order, observing, and some parents accompanying their children to awaken magic, totaling 103 people. And he also directly obtained a popularity value of 143. Of course, this popularity is still increasing because I don't know him, and after some introduction in the field, I have already met him. Elder Dongfang Shu was very excited. He already wanted to take Dongfang Yan to find the clan leader Dongfang Jin. However, because there were other awakenings here, he just asked Dongfang Yan to wait on the side first. Next. Next. Apart from Dongfang Yan, there are no naturally gifted individuals in the family. However, it is worth mentioning that, possibly due to the relationship between the fire family, almost all people who awaken from the fire family in the first generation have superior qualifications. Of course, talent is important, but the effort and abundant resources acquired are also extremely important. After the awakening ended, Elder Dongfang Shu immediately left here with Dongfang Yan. Dongfang Yan, who is already a legitimate lineage, will inevitably experience another rise in status after today. Soon, Dongfang Yan was taken to the courtyard of the clan leader Dongfang Jin. Dongfang Yan is naturally very familiar with this place, as the current head of the family, Dongfang Jin, is his uncle. Strictly speaking, he is not an orphan either, because whether his parents are still alive or not has never been mentioned by Dongfang Jin. The saying goes, asking is not knowing, asking is also asking for nothing. Slowly, he was too lazy to ask anything. When he should have known, he would have known. Clan leader, clan leader. Before the ordinary people from the east could enter, excited voices had already entered the room. What's going on, so noisy? After they entered the room hall, they saw Dongfang Jin looking towards Dongfang Shu with some reproach. You're already an old man, why are you so reckless? Clan leader, Xiaoyan, take your breath and speak carefully, Dongfang Jin said helplessly. As Dongfang Shu breathed a sigh of relief, Dongfang Yan, who was being resisted on his shoulder, spoke speechlessly, Uncle, I have awakened. One fire type, one space type, and my fire type is a natural spiritual seed. To be honest, his height of 1.8 meters is also thanks to Dongfang Shu's ability to come up with ideas. It's just a few minutes away, do you insist on flying over with yourself directly? After Dongfang Yan spoke about this matter, Dongfang Shuma breathed a sigh of relief. And Dongfang Jin was also a bit stunned for a moment. After a minute, he finally realized, what did you just say? Please repeat it again. When it was confirmed that Dongfang Yan not only awakened, but also had 2 innate talents, and even had extremely rare innate dual lineages, Dongfang Jin did not remain calm. That look seems to be about to get excited to the point of crying. Well, he still endured it and then solemnly warned Dongfang Yan to work hard to cultivate. A series of useless words. After a burst of nonsense, Dongfang Jin convened a family meeting. And Dongfang Yan's words are naturally brought together. Although he didn't like to be seen as an ornamental object, when he thought of his own system, he still chose to silently accept it. P.S. In terms of timeline, it should be 20 years earlier than the original work. However, the previous plot is also a foundation for innovation in the magical era, and there won't be too many chapters. Well, don't ask me anything about high orders or availability. Asking is also asking for nothing. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. Dongfang Yan. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. Dongfang Yan. The first point of holding a family meeting is to talk about Dongfang Yan's unique talents and talents, which the family focuses on cultivating. If it were just the Dongfang gene lineage, although the resource utilization would not be limited, it would still be limited. But with his lineage and such top-notch talents, he naturally gained the attention of the entire family. After a meeting ended, Dongfang Yan, who was in the family hierarchy, became his first magical mentor. As the head of a clan, Dongfang Jin still has many things to do, and of course, it is impossible to always guard Dongfang Yan every day. After the meeting ended, Dongfang Yan received the spiritual level Stardust magic weapon provided by the family on that day. When he returned that day, his points had already reached 187. Tongzi, open the lottery page. Returning to his own room, Dongfang Yan did not practice immediately, but directly opened the lottery. Thank you for reviewing. When these 4 words were on the roulette wheel, Dongfang Yan had already realized that things were not simple. And when he first fought for European style in his life, the spot where the needle was aimed instantly made his face turn a bit dark. This dog system, he's just a mess. Surprisingly, I just gave myself a thank you for reviewing. This is simply not human, it's a dog system. After a burst of inner cursing, he silently recited Tongda, once, while starting the next one. But the result of the second time was exactly the same as when playing Kryptonite. Still, thank you for reviewing. I'm afraid this system was created by a horse-like person, right? About the 8th time, when he was about to give up, finally. That needle is finally aimed at more than 4 big characters. But it stayed on top of the fiery red fruit. Dongfang Yan looked at the item list in the eye space and immediately chose to claim it. Soon, a fiery red fruit appeared in my hand. Primary flame fruit, after consumption, can increase the expansion of fire stardust. Note. Other than the host, others only take ordinary fruits. Dongfang Yan immediately took a bite from his mouth, and then the entire fiery red fruit disappeared. There's no smell, it's like eating air. However, the effect was very strong. When he looked into the spiritual world, he could see that the originally small golden red starry dust had expanded by 1/10 of its original size. Immediately, Dongfang Yan attempted to cultivate in the dark. He really needs to know the specific effect of this fruit. After 6 hours at the uncomfortable moment of cultivation, Dongfang Yan stopped. You should know that if an ordinary person's magic awakens, being able to practice for an hour is already the limit. And his words are due to the stronger spiritual power of the 2 departments, coupled with the relationship between a spiritual product Stardust magic tool, which is why he can be 6 times more than others. After completing his cultivation, Dongfang Yan began to observe, and then he realized that his 6 hours of cultivation were only equivalent to 1/10 of a fruit, and even had a great deficiency, which was about this amount. TSK according to an ordinary person's practice of 1 hour a day, if he eats a fruit, it is equivalent to someone else's 60 days of hard work. Immediately, he opened the lottery panel again. And for the remaining 10 lucky draws, he directly started the "thank you for your patronage" and continued until the last time, he received a colorless fruit. Elementary dimensional fruit, can grow any dimensional stardust. The fruit belongs to all dimensional systems, and after eating it, the spatial system also grows like before the fire system. After the completion of the cultivation duration and understanding of the system, he decided on a way to brush points, and then he rested. The next morning, Dongfang Yan woke up and wanted to implement his method. If you want to earn more points, it is undoubtedly going to a school, which is currently the most suitable for him. Unfortunately, his idea was directly stifled in the cradle. Because, on the family side, there is no plan to arrange for him to go to the university. Even Dongfang Yinglotzi looked dissatisfied. Finally, Dongfang Yan could only give up. There is no way, born into the nobility, there will always be various rules and regulations. In addition to studying magic, one also learns about family etiquette. Even if he doesn't like it, he doesn't have the right to say, no, right now. Fortunately, even if you cannot leave the family, you can still continue to earn points. After all, there are nearly 10,000 people in a single family. This is to remove some who are not within the family. In the aristocratic family, besides the legitimate lineage, there are also side branches, and there are also family-hired mages and servants, so he can also temporarily accept it. Spring has passed and autumn has arrived. Unconsciously, a year has passed. In just 1 year, the dual lineages of Dongfang Yan have reached the level of initial perfection. Not bad, it's just 1 year, and the first level and third level of the dual series are successful. Of course, this is due to the significant fruits, and it is undeniable that the teaching and family resources provided by the old man Dongfang Yan have also been of great help. Dongfang Yan's understanding of the magical world is still somewhat superficial. Having an enlightenment mentor for cultivation is also a way to achieve twice the result with half the effort. And because of his excellence, his peers are all younger brothers. Older individuals, such as Dongfang Mo and Dongfang Quan, can already be seen as competitors by him. It was precisely because Dongfang Mo was less than 10 years older than him that Dongfang Yan realized that he might be one of the earlier members of the party to travel through, and the unknown about the world is the most headache-inducing thing. In this situation, it is not easy to increase popularity. There is no shortcut. After much thought, Dongfang Yan had the idea of joining the Wei Fang. Those who hold power in this world must naturally be Wei Fang. No matter how strong a person's strength or a family's strength is, how can they be comparable to a country? So, compared to initially leaning towards universities, he now leans more towards Wei Fang. As long as you climb high enough, it will undoubtedly be the fastest way to obtain popularity. However, no matter what you join or do, strength is the most important thing. He is still young, so these things are not urgent at the moment. Besides, it's useless to be in a hurry. Xiao Yana, your attitude towards learning and cultivation, as well as your achievements, have been extremely satisfactory to Grandpa San this year. Currently, Grandpa San has nothing to continue teaching you. In the coming time, let Grandpa 4 guide you. Dongfang Yan stroked his beard and said kindly. In the east, the words fell, and suddenly the East Palace appeared in the courtyard. Dongfang Yan was momentarily stunned. Fourth, how old are you? How could you still pretend so well? Dongfang Yan said disdainfully. Go ahead, third brother, what nonsense are you talking about? I'm not pretending. Dongfang Palace immediately retorted. As the two of them seemed to be about to argue, Dongfang Yan spoke up and said, Grandfathers, will we continue with this class today? Of course. The two of them almost spoke in unison. Immediately after, Dongfang Gong glanced at Dongfang Yan and let out a cold hum, with a strong sense of wanting to settle accounts with him later. Then he looked at Dongfang Yan and said, let's go with Grandpa. In the following time, you will be guided by the old man. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. Magic Course. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. Magic Course. Following Dongfang Palace, they left Dongfang Ying's courtyard and walked all the way to a vacant land on the back mountain of their family. It should be said that the family is still quite large. If these few mountains are developed alone, they are all small cities, right? After arriving here, Dongfang Yan's eyes were filled with a pile of wooden stakes. Fourth Master, are these wooden stakes for the next training? Dongfang Yan asked curiously. Not bad, the first lesson is these wooden stakes. Dongfang Gong nodded in response. Hey, what are you doing, kid? But immediately, Dongfang Palace called out. Because at this point, Dongfang Yan had already depicted the star map, and Huazi had already appeared in his hand. Isn't it driving wooden stakes? Dongfang Yan couldn't understand. Who told you these wooden stakes were used for driving? Dongfang Gong looked at Dongfang Yan with displeasure and said, don't be so anxious, young man. Can I finish what fourth grandpa said? Well done. This wooden stake is not meant for you to bomb with magic, it's for standing, continued the Eastern Palace. What? At this moment, there were several big question marks on Dongfang Yan's head, and his eyes were filled with doubts and confusion. Standing on a wooden stake means standing on top, don't you understand? Dongfang Gong asked with a hint of dissatisfaction. No, fourth master. We're not wizards, why are we still refining our bodies? Dongfang Yan couldn't help but twitch at the corner of his mouth. Who told you that mages don't need to refine their bodies? Kid, although after reaching a higher level of cultivation, your physical fitness will naturally become stronger. But you should know that if you exercise initially, your resistance and reaction abilities will be doubled. Magicians don't mean you don't need to refine your body, but many ordinary mages can't afford this cost. Moreover, many people in this world may not reach a higher level in their lifetime. Dongfang Palace is very serious and has said a lot seriously. Although Dongfang Yan felt it was useless in his heart, he still obediently stood up. In fact, whether it's a beginner mage or a mid-level mage, their physical fitness is not much stronger than that of ordinary people. It can be said that a kitchen knife can still wipe the neck, and it can even be said that a high-end may be the same. So, mages can only engage in long-range combat. If you engage in close combat with demons, those sharp claws and tough teeth are likely to bring a fatal blow. Of course, there are also people with special fields or abilities who can engage in close combat. But it still relies on a kind of magical control. But if you don't have top-notch magic tools, it's also easy to kill yourself, so, this exercise course is very numb and this stop lasted for a full 8 hours. This can even be compared to his time of meditation and control. 8 hours later, Dongfang Yan felt that his legs were no longer his. On the first day, he was carried back by the Eastern Palace and thrown into a medicine bucket. Eating, meditation, and control are all carried out inside. The next day, as always. It wasn't until the 7th day that he returned to his residence on his own, and from the first day to the 7th day onwards, that tingling sensation had begun to slowly dissipate. He stood there for a month before starting the second lesson. The second lesson is about climbing mountains under pressure. This pressure comes from the Eastern Palace. I don't know if this is a space system or something. Give Dongfang Yan a weight accumulation of hundreds of pounds on his body, and similarly, the mental expenditure is also quite significant. At least for the first 10 days, he never climbed 1/10 of a mountain. And every time he had to fall, the Eastern Palace would always accurately catch him after this training. Although there was a feeling of being spoiled, it cannot be denied that his reaction speed and perception ability were somewhat different. Even the whole person has a feeling of lightness. And by the time we successfully climbed to the mountaintop, it was already 2 months later. After 3 months of hard work, a new day has arrived, which is to attack the Eastern Palace. Attacking him every day will end when all his magic energy is consumed. The rule is to be able to attack him once within a limited range. Uncle, did the fourth master's physical training really work? When he returned home that day and saw Dongfang Jin, Dongfang Yan approached him and asked. Do you think it's useful? Dongfang Jin asked in response. This. Dongfang Yan wanted to say that it was of no use, but it cannot be denied that when the clan bullied the young brothers, they were already interrupted and knocked down before they could depict the successful star. It's like practicing martial arts from a young age and becoming a big brother in kindergarten. It's so feasible for people, but if it's against demons, he doesn't think it will be of any use. For many mages, refining their bodies is useless. But in fact, if it's useless, why would the wayside allocate precious time for it? Dongfang Jin said again. Dongfang Yan has a feeling that listening to your words is better than listening to them. He wasn't struggling with this either, he just nodded in agreement. The course is still ongoing, and every day is still regular, even time is arranged to the fullest. However, the fruits are no longer useful at the moment, and the mid-level barrier still feels indestructible. He can only gradually accumulate the energy to sprint through the barrier. Currently, Dongfang Yan still has 4,288 points. The family has been completely drained, so he is working hard every day to overcome this threshold in advance. Unconsciously, it took another month, and as he accumulated every day, he finally succeeded in attacking the Eastern Palace. And the last lesson is about the wilderness. When Dongfang Yan first saw the demon, he suddenly felt a brain freeze. However, the rushing demon was killed by a punch from the Eastern Palace. Although I don't know what kind of demon it was, the Eastern Palace suddenly appeared, and with one punch, it gave him a lot of knowledge. Space system. He utilized the power of a meager space. That punch truly gave Dongfang Yan great combat knowledge. And the next day, he followed the Eastern Palace to see various little demons. Until the moment he was able to unleash his magic in front of the ugly demon, he was considered to have achieved half of his goal. The second goal is to kill a servant demon alone. There are many beginner-level magic tools, Dongfang Yan, and he is also a dual-level third level. Faced with a servant demon, he still has a chance to kill them. Just never expected that the opponent arranged for him by the Eastern Palace would be a demon wolf. A one-eyed demon wolf. It can stand like a human, it has only one eye, and it enjoys killing extremely. It is greedy and cruel, and they are eyeing anyone who dares to leave human habitation. Moreover, among the many demons, the wolf race demon beasts can also be considered as a lower-level existence among humans. Locked by the opponent, Dongfang Yan did not choose to escape. Instead, at the moment when the opponent rushed towards him, he shook his hand and threw the fire PS. After entering the wayside, the training version was briefly introduced. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. 1.5 years of intermediate level. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4. 1.5 years of intermediate level. A golden red flame flew by rapidly, and when it hit the face of the demon wolf, it had turned into a fireball. Bang! The fireball exploded, and in an instant, the rushing demon wolf came to a stop. Ow! It is obvious that the trauma caused by the golden flame is extremely painful, but it is only pain. Left behind a burn, not fatal. Mind control. When it got up again and headed towards the east, a ray of silver flickered, and its massive demon body was pushed out. Bang! Almost directly hit the tree. His mental strength is not weak, but he is currently hovering at level 1, and his killing power is still not strong. And the one-eyed demon wolf also appeared rough in skin and thick in flesh. After enduring it, he ran towards the ground again on all fours. Virtual grasp. As it collided, 2 large stones were grabbed by Dongfang Yan with the power of space. Bang! Wow! The big stone fiercely collided with its body, and within the unique eyeballs of the one-eyed demon wolf, a raging anger had already erupted, as if wishing to tear apart Dongfang Yan. Shoo! Bang! However, what he is facing is the fire explosion that follows closely behind. Despite its strong vitality, it is ultimately just a servant demon. With this bombing, it plopped and fell to the ground. Dongfang Yan took a breath, and for safety reasons, he once again hit the body of the one-eyed demon wolf with a large stone, until the moment his blood flowed out, he finally stopped. Successfully killed a magic wolf, although his body trembled a bit, it was at the very moment when he killed it that Dongfang Yan felt a special sensation. His magic system was still perfect, and a special feeling appeared. It seems like a sign of breakthrough. Dongfang Palace also timely appeared by Dongfang Yan's side. He watched the entire process. As someone who has fought against demons for the first time, Dongfang Yan has done extremely well. And when he felt the fluctuations of his stardust, the Eastern Palace understood that after the intense stimulation, he was already about to take steps towards the middle level. It has to be said that this cultivation speed is the first time that Dongfang Palace has seen it in its lifetime. In less than a year and a half of awakening magic, he has achieved the cultivation of many aristocratic families and clan geniuses, possibly for nearly 3 years. If it weren't for being clear that Dongfang Yan has always been in the family, he would have questioned whether this kid has been involved in some kind of sorcery. But obviously, this is impossible. So, what Dongfang Yan has done can only be said to be exceptional. Breakthrough is an extremely difficult task. Fortunately he has prepared the fruits in advance. It was only later that he realized that the fruit could be used directly, rather than being taken out to bite the air. After eating 10 consecutive fruits, Dongfang Yan also successfully broke through the barriers of the fire system and transformed into a nebula of stardust. He is now also a mid-level mage. And the courses he needed to learn came to a complete end at this moment after the so-called magic course ended. Coupled with Dongfang Yan breaking through the intermediate level, his next path was finally able to make a decision to apply for the future. The conference room within the clan. All the high-level members of the Dongfang family gathered together. Most of the seniors in the hierarchy are sitting in the front, while those in the back are on the same level as Dongfang Jin. Today, I have gathered all the elders here for one thing. Dongfang Jin looked at everyone and immediately pointed to Dongfang Yan, saying, Xiao Yan is already a mid-level mage. Except for the Dongfang Palace, all the people present were shocked by the older generation. 1.5 years. In just 1.5 years, Dongfang Yan has already become a mid-level mage. The Dongfang family is truly a celestial qilin. Elder Dongfang Yingyu stroked his beard and said with great satisfaction, there are successors in our Dongfang family. Among the younger generation, Dongfang Quan and Dongfang Mo are already extremely talented and outstanding in their families. However, to my surprise, Dongfang Yan, who was younger than them, was even worse. Having absolute talent and sufficient effort. In 1.5 years, mid-level. This is basically rare in hundreds of years. Undeniably, this is an absolute genius youth. After several elders took turns praising each other, Dongfang Jin said again, when I came back yesterday, this child told me he wanted to join the Wei Fang. Because he couldn't make up his mind for a moment, that's why this meeting was called. What do the elders think? Although Dongfang Jin is the chieftain of the clan, he is not allowed to make assertive decisions on many things even before the older generation has passed away. This is not entirely his era. At least they need to be notified. Join Wei Fang. Dongfang Yingyu paused and then asked, Xiao Yan, how did you have the idea of joining the army? Isn't it better for you to go to some advanced universities at your age? He remembers that at the beginning of the awakening of magic, Dongfang Yan had the idea of going to a university. Are you going to join the army now? If Wei Fang were to speak, it would really be a day of licking blood on the tip of the knife. Glory is glory, but this glory is not easy to obtain. How can the Kirin of the family go to such a dangerous place? The most important point is that the Dongfang aristocratic family never ventured into the Wei Fang in this situation. It is extremely difficult to get promoted and step up alone. It requires real strength and military achievements. Compared to facing a group of students, I prefer to face the cruel and ugly demon race, Dongfang Yan responded. If you become a student, you can indeed provide a lot of popularity. Compared to winning a war against the demon race, its popularity is completely different from that of heaven and earth. In a world where humans and demons coexist, the most essential thing is war. And not to mention anything else, in terms of the crisis that Xia will face in the coming decades, it is also inevitable for him to gain a higher position among the Wei side. Everyone has come, how can we not attract global attention? Several older generations frowned, clearly not allowed by them. Dongfang Jin was not surprised by this. Looking at Dongfang Jin seriously, he asked, Xiao Yan, you must think carefully. If you really enter the Wei side, all your convenience and advantages may be lost. The Wei side always relies on your own strength. I've figured it out, Dongfang Yan nodded earnestly. Seeing Dongfang Yan's resolute gaze, Dongfang Yan remained silent for a few seconds, and then even asked him to leave here first. Persuading these old guys, as you can see, won't be an easy task either. As soon as Dongfang Yan left, Dongfang Palace immediately said, young eagles ultimately need to go through hardships to truly grow. Since Xiaoyan wants to venture on his own, we should support him. No, I don't agree. Dongfang Yan immediately shook her head in refusal. Yeah, Xiaoyan is still young. What if there is really a major problem? I don't agree with this either. Immediately after the several old people finished their statements, only Dongfang Yan and his group remained. Those who do not agree with Dongfang Yan joining the Wei side are obviously the majority among the older generation. I support Uncle C's point of view. Since Xiaoyan wants to break through, let him do it. I believe that with his talent, he will be able to establish a firm foothold in Wei Fang in the future. Moreover, with the joint cultivation of the country and our family, I believe his growth will be faster. Dongfang Yan also spoke at this moment. Actually, as a close uncle, he doesn't want Dongfang Yan to join the Wei Fang either. But anyway, Dongfang Yan was also raised by him. How could he not understand? Even if they don't agree, this idea won't stop. Since that's the case, it's better for him to arrange it. Although Dongfang Yan lost a lot of his lip service afterwards. But the result remains unchanged. After all, he is the clan leader and also the uncle of Dongfang Yan. Dongfang Yan himself brought up this matter, and even if the other older generations are unwilling, they cannot stop him. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. Western Freshman Camp. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. Western Freshman Camp. That night, Dongfang Yan received a positive response from Dongfang Yan, and his family allowed him to join the army. However, before that, Dongfang Yan needs to at least upgrade the spatial system to a medium level and master the medium level magic of both systems. In this way, he can leave his family and join the army. In fact, Dongfang Yan, who originally thought he would retreat and seek second place, was sent to the university first. But now it seems that this is not the case. And for Dongfang Yan, this is also a good thing. But compared to these, the new awakening of magic is naturally particularly important. He is now a mid-level mage, so he can undergo a second awakening. Within the family, the awakening stone is still owned. And the awakening of the second series, one is the wind series and the other is the summoning series. Still a dual magic. He is only at the intermediate level, but he directly possesses the 4 magic systems owned by super-level mages. This made Dongfang Yan feel envious. After the magic awakening was completed, he began to continue practicing, brushing points, practicing, and brushing points. After reaching the middle level, the family also opened up a lot towards him. The scope of activities is no longer limited to the family. In this case, the integration process naturally becomes much faster. Spring has passed and autumn has arrived, and half a year has passed in a blink of an eye. At only 18 years old, he is a second-level intermediate in the Fire series, a first-level intermediate in the Space series, and a successful first-level intermediate in the 2 series. After improving his cultivation to the middle level, what he possesses is a spirit-level nebula magic weapon. In this case, with the help of fruits, the speed of cultivation improvement is difficult to imagine. At present, there are still some 852 points. 30 primary elemental fruits. 5-dimensional fruits. 42 black magic fruits. If you can't improve your points, your cultivation will naturally slow down. So, he informed Dongfang Yan that he was already able to master intermediate level magic. Dongfang Yan agreed, but he wouldn't say he was regretting anything. On that day, he was sent to the Western Guard by the 4th Lord Dongfang Palace. Compared to the West, there are at least some familial acquaintances. Allowing him to join the army and return to join the army, but he naturally needs some care as well. Moreover, the Western side is relatively difficult, and the elders of the family also hope that he will understand the difficulties and retreat. Unlike the continuous and gentle land in the south and east, the land here is divided into different layers, and in the vast expanse, one often suddenly feels the scorching sun disappear. There is gravel everywhere here, and you don't have to think about it. In terms of conditions, it will be like this. But when he arrived, he was taken by the eastern palace to a central city in the west called Bazhou City. This is considered the central area of the entire western region, because in recent years, the demon tribes and small empires in the western region have become increasingly rampant, and even the surrounding areas have broken through the fortress several times, launching invasions towards the city. This place is also heavily guarded by heavy troops. It can be considered that wherever there is a need, manpower can be dispatched in advance to provide support. Arriving at the Weifang camp in Bazhou, Dongfang Palace took him to meet the person in charge here, Nanli. He is also an elderly general and a member of the front row of the Western Wei family. After Dongfang Palace abandoned Dongfang Yan to the general Nanli, the two had a conversation and he left here. After observing Dongfang Yan for a while, Nanli was immediately shocked and said, "Dongfang Yan, how old are you this year?" 18. After hearing Dongfang Yan's answer, Nan Jiang was momentarily stunned. 18 years old. Fire type intermediate second level. The Dongfang family has directly sent a talented younger generation. After getting to know him roughly, Dongfang Yan was arranged to be in the northern camp of a new student camp in the interchange city. Before officially encountering Western demons, he will also receive training from the defense team. Compared to the training of the fourth master, these things of training are not too easy. And the guards in their class also had a slight improvement in their outlook on Dongfang Yan during training. I thought the young master of the aristocratic family was here to row the water, but I didn't expect to have something else. Among the Wei Fang, the strong are respected. Although he is young, in terms of strength, no one in the entire class can beat him by a hair. They are still in the reserve, although their talents are all very good compared to real guards, there is still a huge gap. Becoming a new recruit and participating in training takes a full 6 months of time. Due to being in the Wei camp, he did not casually obtain popularity points like in his family. And this also leads to a decline in the limit of popularity gains. Although he became the squad leader of the new recruits in Beiying, he only had 100 subordinates, each of whom provided 6 popularity points, which was only a meager 600 popularity points. The popularity of sprinkling water is not enough, and with the addition of this person from Beiying, his income in 6 months is not as rich as the one who spends a day wandering around Hangzhou. In addition, due to the system's pitfalls, the speed of cultivation in the past 6 months can be said to have decreased significantly in a straight line. Although it was much less, with the abundance of his own nebula magic tools and some fruits, he was able to elevate his wind and summoning abilities to a mid-level one. However, in the summoning beast language of the summoning plane, Dongfang Yan did not choose to sign a fixed contract with any demons. The current spiritual realm is still a bit poor, and the summoning beasts that can be encountered are not too strong. So, every time you need to summon a beast, you always catch it right away. As for the contract beast, the first choice must be a creature like Yanji. After Mo Fan appeared, the inheritance of Yanji was indeed cut off, but before that, Yanji had not been cut off yet. However, in the first 2 years of Wei's reign, he was not free, and he could only temporarily put these matters aside. Yan Gu, Su Peng from Class 3 has been jumping up again recently. He might want to touch you again, said a burly man with a dark face, looking at Dongfang Yan. The thick and sturdy man who appeared black was named Qin Zhang, who was 3 or 5 years older than him. In terms of cultivation, he was also the one in their 5th class, except for Dongfang Yan. Besides, he is also a legitimate member of the Western Wei family. When Dongfang Yan first arrived, he jumped very fast and was beaten up a few times in private, becoming his fan brother. Even though he is old, he still keeps shouting Yan Gu in private. Hey, Qin Zhang, when will we be able to face the demons? Dongfang Yan didn't care about the so-called third-class guy, but instead asked how long this new recruit period would last. Those who perform well can get the city defense task in 6 months, but if they perform poorly, it will take a year. Yen Gu, you are really special. When other guards and mages face this moment, they may feel a bit timid and anxious when they come to you. Qin Zhang said with a smile. Nonsense, I'm not here to make a living, Dongfang Yan said angrily. How could Qin Zhang understand his suffering? He, with your strength, Brother Yan, it shouldn't take long. We'll fight side by side then. Although Qin Zhang is a legitimate member of the Wei family, it's really hard to say when to arrange for them. Sigh, Dongfang Yan sighed and felt a slight annoyance. But at this moment, suddenly, an urgent gathering sound echoed through the camp. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. Guard the Fortress. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. Guard the Fortress. Not only Beiying, but also several other new student camps have heard the urgent call for a gathering. I think it shouldn't take too long. Today we may be able to broaden our horizons. What are you talking about? Hurry up and leave. When their class came out, people from the other classes in Beiying also gathered in the center of Beiying Square. The chief instructor in charge of them, Xie Hu, is already on the high platform, while those below are also instructors from the Beiying camp. Due to the constantly unstable relationship here, even these instructors are the existence of high-level mages. At this moment, Xie Hu had a serious expression on his face, as if he was the same as usual. But looking at his furrowed brow today, one could guess that something unexpected had happened. 5 teams, each team consisting of 100 people, totaling 500 people. The Western Demon Clan, mainly composed of the notorious Dunhuang Demon Tiger Clan, has been in trouble. They have launched a massive attack, with an unknown number, but at least one tribe level. Although heavy troops are stationed in various fortresses, there is currently no support available. Just in case, the Xinqiang camp also needs to participate in the fortress defense battle. From the first day you enter here, you should understand what the responsibility of the Guardian Master is. I won't say much about it. You haven't gone through the freshman assessment yet, so the ones who will go to guard the city wall this time are mainly mid-level mages and those who can master mid-level magic. Those who can do it will stay, while those who cannot do it will leave. Of course, if you don't have the courage to face the group demons, you can also leave with the others. After Xie Hu finished speaking, many people began to hesitate. Because the chief instructor's intention is very clear, after this battle experience, one can directly become a true guardian mage through the so-called assessment. However, with everyone coming to the new student camp to mobilize manpower, this assessment will obviously not be easy. This is also the main reason for the hesitation. Don't be so hesitant, those who meet the conditions will stay, those who don't want to leave. Xie Hu scolded with a hint of displeasure as he saw everyone whispering in unison. Because they did not participate in the assessment, they are not considered true guardians yet. Moreover, if you don't have the courage to go, even if you bring it with you, it may be a waste. That's also why he gave a chance to make a choice. But giving them a choice is not giving them time to discuss here. The situation in the fortress ahead is not good at the moment, so he still needs to hurry back and help, so his patience is naturally not much. And those who were yelled by the chief instructor, those whose strength did not meet the standard, and those who dared not go, were those who left the team with their heads down. Each class has left, and besides Dongfang Yan and Qin Zhang, there are also 18 people in their class. As for the other 4 classes, there are only 40.3 people in total. Seeing that there were still 61 people left, Xie Hu still had no expression on his face. He just looked at them and said, "You have the courage to stand up and are already considered semi-qualified guards. And from now on, you will face hundreds or even thousands of demons, perhaps even more. But no matter how many demons there are, you must hold on to the fortress, even if there is only one left. I am giving you these people the last chance to choose. Those who want to leave now will retreat, and together with other residents, we will retreat to the safe barrier." Out of 61 people, 5 left, and there was also one in their class. Qin Zhang felt like cursing his mother when he saw this. They were all young men in their 20s, and what he disliked the most was such cowardly behavior. However, Qin Zhang was stopped by Dongfang Yan. The so-called new student assessment has never been experienced before, so they have to face a war, and fear is understandable. Even he dared to go because he had winged magic tools, as well as life-saving shield and armor magic tools. Otherwise, he would not have joined them. And many people here are ordinary mages, not like him. So, there is no such thing as fairness anywhere. Starting differently, wanting fairness is undoubtedly a pipe dream. Very good, the number of people left is much larger than I imagined. Let's all follow me. As long as you can survive this battle, you will be the true guardians in the future. After finishing his words, Xiehu turned around and headed towards the outer fortress. When he was also leaving the camp for the fortress, Dongfang Yan finally met the new person. The number of people is not large, and the rest of the freshmen who came out of the campsite add up to just over 140 people. Quickly, they arrived at the fortress protected by the barrier. Before they could climb the city wall, they could hear the roaring roar and magical roar outside. And at the moment they climbed onto the city wall, even Dongfang Yan was a bit scared. I saw that in the distance below, and even outside the city, there were endless demons and demons. Not only the sand-roaring tiger, but also the desert demon shadow spider, flame demon ant, and desert rhinoceros. When many people were stunned, Dongfang Yan spoke up and asked, "Chief Instructor, it's not that there is competition among the demon tribes. Why do these demons gather together?" Seeing Dongfang Yan not trembling pale at this moment, but still concerned about this issue, Xiehu was somewhat surprised. But at the same time, he also appreciated it and said, "There may be competition between their populations, but under the command of a stronger level of demon, those competitions will not exist. Similarly, their goals will completely target our human cities." He actually doesn't know much about the history of magic in the West. In the original world, apart from the frequent attacks of demon tribes in northern Xinjiang, the western region has not heard of any major disasters or disasters. But now being here is the only way to see that life here is clearly more difficult. Roar, roar. Long, long, long. Roars and dazzling magical bombings were heard incessantly, and these people were watching from here. After Dongfang Yan got rid of his initial fear, he stayed here for an hour and was already able to bear it. The fortress is not as easy to break through as imagined, and currently there are only a few warrior-level sand-howling tigers appearing below the fortress, and the number of appearances is still not very large. Most of the others are servant demons, so the damage they can cause to the fortress is not very significant. It can be said that as long as the sand-roaring tiger can be killed, the fortress is an indestructible fortress. Of course, this is the case right now, but looking at the yellow sand and dust behind, one can tell that at most, this can only be considered as a vanguard of the demon tribe. The real crisis is still ahead. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. The unequal gap with the demon race. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. The unequal gap with the demon race. They didn't come here to watch either. Soon, they were dispersed and joined the battle. Yang Yen. Fire Z. Burst. Shoo. Bang. A fireball flew out and rushed into the location of the group of demons, instantly exploding and exploding. At the moment when the golden flames burst, nearly 10 little demons were directly killed. Nowadays, pure yang inflammation has a 2.5-fold increase, but with just a basic magic, it cannot be achieved so much. The main reason why we were able to take down so much in an instant is also because several nearby security mages were bombing. However, after seeing this scene, the two big brothers next to Dongfang Yan still had a surprised expression. Is it the ultimate spiritual seed? The old man on the left asked in surprise. Little brother, are you from the new student camp? The big brother on the right also asked. Well, from the Xinchen camp. If you're still alive after this battle, you'll be able to become a true mage like me, said Dongfang Yan casually. Watching him so casual made the two of them a bit stunned. If you have this mindset, there is nothing wrong with it. Yang Yan. Lai Quan. Bang Tian. When the two were stunned, a star map flashed away, and Dongfang Yan's golden flames converged on his fist, followed by a punch that exploded. The huge golden flame fist charged directly towards the demon group below the city. Bang bang. At the moment when the fire fist landed, it was clear to see that about 30 little demons were directly blown up by the flames, and eventually became corpses and were thrown around. The flames burning on their demonic bodies, even lingering for a long time. Kid, are you very capable of magic? Although the power of this strike is strong, the old man on the left said with a hint of dissatisfaction. That's not true, Dongfang Yan shook his head and said. So you still use mid-level magic? This is not something that can be solved more. This is war, not a child's play. You know, no one knows how long a war will last. And once you lose your magic power, the old man said a lot. At first, Dongfang Yan didn't care, but gradually, he felt that what he said was very reasonable. Although using higher level magic has a greater killing power, how many demons are there? Even if there are 5,000 guards of mages on their fortress, the multiples of demons may be tens or hundreds of times. The confrontation between humans and demons has always been weak. Even with city walls and fortresses, they are still weak. Among the same levels, servant-level demons require a small team of novice mages to be able to kill them. In a 1.1 situation, there is a close call to death. Those like Dongfang Yan who can kill servant demons alone are definitely among the few, and can also be called 1 in a million. Even if demons are stronger than humans, they are still more numerous than humans. It can be said that the humans in this world are really struggling to survive through cracks. The battle lasted until noon, and even with beginner magic to combat, many people's magical abilities were consumed greatly. After all, on this city wall, it is still mainly middle-level mages. That is to say, in border areas like the western region, if it were replaced with some small cities or similar, most of the defense mages were just beginner-level mages. The demon group had no intention of retreating, and at this moment, a roar came from the distant sand and dust. Immediately afterwards, one could see the demons start to retreat. They fixed their gaze on the fortress wall and slowly retreated. Upon seeing this scene, Dongfang Yan was momentarily stunned. It seems that there is a big demon among the invading demon group this time. Xie Hu appeared behind Dongfang Yan, frowning tightly and saying. It is obvious that there must be a presence of a big demon in order for the demon group to evacuate like this. Moreover, it is highly likely that one still possesses psychic abilities. Once encountering such a group of demons with spiritual abilities, it will undoubtedly be an extremely difficult war for the mage. Although he was puzzled as to why Xie Hu appeared here, he did not inquire. After all, as the chief instructor, there is no need to report anything to oneself wherever they go. Roar. Roar, roar. Just as the demon group retreated a bit, roars kept coming from afar. Long, long, long. Immediately afterwards, one could feel that the ground was trembling. I saw a group of sand-howling tigers rushing towards the distance. Among them, not only were the sand-howling tigers, but also the green Kai leopard and the fire demon lizard. This time, there is no doubt that all those who emerge are generals. At the moment they emerged, all the fortress mages fell silent. These are not slave creatures, and every one we encounter is extremely difficult to kill. Now, thousands of them have suddenly surged out. All fire mages obey orders. Just as everyone was shocked, a sound came to their ears. In such a noisy environment, the sound is clear and pleasant to the ear, whether it is a spiritual mage or a phonetic one. And the realm of the mind naturally does not appear here. So, he must be a master of phonetics. Moreover, the cultivation is extremely strong. Lai Quan. As the sound echoed again, star maps flickered in all directions of the fortress for a moment. After a flash, the dense fierce punches rushed towards the group of demons below. Bang, bang, bang. The bombing range and power of a fierce fist are limited, but at the moment when hundreds of fiery fists collide and converge, the flames burn for dozens of miles. And the sand-howling tiger, a demon in the upper reaches of the warrior-level bloodline that is usually difficult to kill, has now achieved a flash kill. This is the power that erupts after the magicians unite. Although it is not as strong as the destruction of stacking a formation, the power has also been increased several times. Thunder Series. Immediately after, the second sound came out again, but this time it had nothing to do with him. Dongfang Yan received a moment of rest, and his gaze turned towards the distance. Dark clouds are dense, and the sky is like a thunderous dance, constantly bombing towards the ground. Boom boom. After a series of bombings, suddenly there was a bang sound coming from a nearby place. To be precise, it was the nearby city wall that shook. I saw a magic tiger with a body size of nearly 10 meters emerge from the fortress barrier not far away, and the sound just now came from it. This is a flame-roaring tiger, a commanding level demon tiger. However, what is puzzling is that among a group of generals-level demons, who would have thought that such a big guy had infiltrated? Roar! After hitting the unbroken city wall barrier, the flame-roaring tiger immediately swung its sharp claws again and tore it apart. Bang! Pop it! At the moment of the second shot down, cracks appeared in front of the fortress wall. Jun Fang is sensitive, so Master Wei, Captain of Master Wei, Commander of Master Wei, Commander, General, Commander, Commander, Commander-in-Chief, and Leader of the Guard. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. The Demon Tiger Breaks Through the Wall. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8. The Demon Tiger Breaks Through the Wall. Bang! Bang! However, just as my gaze was fixed on the flame-roaring tiger, suddenly there were two loud noises. Just as I saw, two demon tiger leaders appeared again. In the west, the sand-howling tiger is a famous large tribe, and it is indeed true. 3-headed commanders, thousands of generals. If it were some other small cities, I'm afraid they might have been washed away by now. Of course, even here, it may not be able to withstand it, and soon a series of sounds were heard. Pop it. Pop it. Long, 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 all of this is almost instantaneous. 3 flame-roaring tigers suddenly emerged, directly destroying 3 defense offices, and even the mages in them were all wiped out on the spot without exception. The sound mage in charge of the overall command, due to his command, may not have expected that there are still several commanding creatures hidden in this demon group. This scene caught everyone's eye, and similarly, everyone was completely stunned. They resisted for most of the day, but the appearance of these 3 leaders instantly shattered the energy barrier. Once the fortress is breached, it is equivalent to completely losing the possibility of defense here. After all, the group demons have begun to converge towards the gap, and with their numbers, once they rush into the city, it is equivalent to completely disappearing from the map. And which extremely strong phonetic mage immediately instructed several guards to go to various gaps to resist. At the same time, it was ordered to abandon the fortress and retreat to within the safety barrier. The fortress has opened a gap, and the manpower itself is insufficient. In such a situation, the city will inevitably fall. At this point, all they can rely on is the security barrier. This is a crucial border defense area in the western region, and we will not give up easily. Next, they only need to defend the safety barrier. When Dongfang Yan followed the large army in left, he looked down. I saw that the dense group of demons had already rushed towards me. At various gaps in the fortress, the commander of the defense also faced the flame-roaring tiger and the group of demons directly. I saw the purple constellation emitting a dazzling light in the sky, and in the next moment, a beam of lightning directly bombarded the opponent's demon body. It was originally a heavy blow, and even if it cannot be severely injured, it can definitely numb it. But what's dumbfounding is that the flame-roaring tiger withstood this blow and directly spewed a brown demon out of its bloody mouth. Shoo! Puff! At the same time, the leaders of the wayside in the other two locations were almost simultaneously penetrated. What can penetrate them is not the other two flame-roaring tigers, but two destructive rainbow lights projected from afar. With the fall of these leaders of the defense, the flame-roaring tigers at the command level are like entering an ant cave, their sharp claws tearing apart, and the broken mage brigade collapses one by one without any resistance. Bang, bang, bang. How can mid-level magic cause any damage to the opponent when none of the higher-level magic has any effect? Their bombing was meaningless, but even so, they never took a step back from beginning to end. Dongfang Yan watched with his own eyes as his brother, who had previously told him about saving some magic energy, was torn apart alive. However, upon seeing this scene, he lacked the ability to change the status quo. He doesn't have the power of demons, let alone the trump card to instantly surge in strength. With current strength, even the past results are just a dead end on their way to evacuate towards the safety barrier at full speed. The demon swarm had already rushed into the city like a tide. Ice-sealed coffin. In order to give them time to escape, the chief instructor Xie who did not hesitate to turn around and choose to cut off the rear. General-level demons are really a bit too fast. If no one stops, the chance of successfully escaping is almost zero. Bang. Cha-cha-cha, the huge ice coffin fell directly onto the street, and the first few green panthers that rushed in were instantly killed by the shock. But in the face of the numerical value of invading cities, killing these few does not affect anything. Soon, it was visible that the figure of the chief instructor was submerged in the group of demons. The magical radiance did not last too long and eventually dissipated completely in less than half a day. The chief instructor, who had a cold face but was also paying attention to their growth. It is a separation between heaven and man, which Dongfang Yan never imagined. Throughout, with his superior environment, his own golden fingers, and family upbringing, Dongfang Yan felt that he only needed to paddle and fish. This is like a simple game. However, today's bloody scenes made him very clear that this was not a game, and once he lost, there might not even be a chance to start over. The humans in this world are really fragile, but he had not yet fully understood it. Today may be his first time seeing it. However, for the border guards, those restless demon clans seemed numb to such scenes. Roar! At this moment, several fast sand-howling tigers were already blocking the road ahead. The demon group behind is also rapidly approaching, and in this situation, once surrounded, there will inevitably be a dead end. Give way to the new recruits, kill. Although everyone is scattered and fleeing, almost everyone is a small group of small teams. In this situation, the veterans naturally stood up and did not directly choose to disperse and escape. Instead, they directly took responsibility for facing the sand-roaring tiger. Dongfang Yan wanted to help, but a guard mage saw this and immediately shouted angrily, "Let's go, let's go." The person who asked him to leave was the other person who had previously guarded the city wall together. It is also the other party who shouts out away for them. But Dongfang Yan doesn't even know the other party's name. With the resistance of the chief instructor and several veterans, they finally arrived outside the safety barrier. After they entered, Dongfang Yan saw that there were also some people rushing back one after another. The faces that came back were all familiar faces, all from the freshman camp. As for those true guardians, they didn't come back much until the moment they saw the demon, although he escaped into the safety barrier. Obviously, without reinforcements, we wouldn't be able to defend here for long. Once the leader-level creature and the large demon that released the demonic aura from behind kill them, all the ordinary people and mages here will have only one outcome and will inevitably have a dead end. Dongfang Yan is not cerebral palsy, this kind of situation is already apparent, this city is ruined. The security barrier is not invincible and can still be breached. Even if he chooses to escape with winged magic tools. Although he hates these demons, he is not foolish enough to inflate here. It's never too late for a gentleman to seek revenge. With winged magic tools, facing these land demons, he still has the opportunity to transmit messages and request support. At the moment when the demons began to invade, scouts had already requested reinforcements. It is obvious that the development of the situation is unexpected. Even those who seek help may not know that the overpass city has been breached at this time. So Dongfang Yan's trip here can be considered as an escape, while also requesting support. He's not afraid of death, he just doesn't want to explain it here for no reason. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. Points skyrocketed. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. Points skyrocketed. Fortunately, this place still belongs to the realm of security, where winged magic tools fly high in the sky without worrying about being hostile to feathered demons. The sky has always been the territory of the feather demon. In this world, if you want to fly at high altitude, you need enough strength to obtain a high altitude pass. If you don't have this strength, then at the moment of flying in high altitude, you will have to face the never-ending feather demon. For their feathered demons, humans flying high into the sky is a form of provocation. Their territorial consciousness is extremely strong. 2 hours later, Dongfang Yan arrived at the headquarters of Bazhou City without any rest. When he arrived, although it was already evening, upon learning of the urgent incident at Lijiao City, he quickly met the general stationed here, Nanli. General, there's an accident at the interchange city. Dongfang Yan immediately recounted today's incident after seeing the other party's guard Fangli. Damn it! Upon hearing Dongfang Yan finish speaking, General Nanli felt slightly angry. He thought that another fortress was the main attack point of these demons, but unexpectedly, it would be the overpass city. Moreover, the city fortress was also breached. Is this strange city guarding Mage? Of course not. This is a mistake in his prediction as a commanding officer. And since Lijiacheng has been breached, it represents the desert border defense city that has finally expanded and will need to shrink again. However, although Nanli is extremely self-blaming, the top priority now is to find the people who can secure the border. Can't we just sit and wait for them all to be killed? That night, Nanli personally led the team towards the overpass city. Although Dongfang Yan has 4 lineages, apart from the summoning lineage, there are already very few remaining magical powers that have been completely consumed throughout the journey. And for now, he is left here waiting for news. Time passed slowly, but there was no news from Nanli. Unconsciously, overnight is fleeting. It wasn't until the afternoon of the next day that the wizards who had gone out returned. However, compared to the number of people returning and going out, there has clearly been a significant change, with a significant increase in the number of people. However, among the people returning with the large army, many are ordinary people and wounded. Dongfang Yan stayed up all night, but now he has no fatigue at all. At the moment he saw these people, he understood the ending of the overpass city. In fact, once the demon rushes into the city, he already knows the outcome. It cannot be denied that he chose to flee when he came here to report the news. After being brainwashed for such a long time in the new student camp, he naturally knows very well that for a qualified mage, this behavior of fleeing without considering the people is undoubtedly shameless. Reasonably tell him that it is unwise to bury oneself together in the city of hopelessness. Of course, no matter how much he comforted himself in his heart, he still felt a bit uncomfortable as he watched one unfamiliar face after another enter the city that night. The story of the overpass spread throughout the country. Some reports state that the war was fierce, but fortunately, the newly formed camp, Dongfang Yan, reported that they were able to protect the people in that city, which is considered a fortunate coincidence among misfortunes. However, the tragedy of Master Wei and Master Xincheng was not mentioned at all. Dongfang Yan also received a fierce wave of point storage, but he couldn't be happy about it. He knew that this was extremely unfair to the sacrificial Wei masters, instructors, and Wei leaders. But if we tell the whole truth, due to the loss of the overpass, some areas of the desert's border defense can only temporarily shrink, and some cities can only serve as a relay station for the defense. For ordinary people, almost all have chosen to relocate. It is impossible for Anjia to remain unchanged until there is no way to drive away the demon tribes in the interchange city, or in other words, before they retreat there's no way. After this place is lost, the rout of Anjia will be affected. Ordinary people cannot face these ferocious demons, even if it's just a servant demon. Although Dongfang Yan did not choose to fight to the death, due to various reasons, he did not receive any punishment. Instead, he became a serious guard mage and became a deputy captain directly for his contributions. Having received this reward, even though he felt a bit mismatched in his heart, he was not foolish enough to shout around the world. Bitches are all pawned. He is going to set up a memorial archway. He will not do that pure and disgusting thing. After 3 days of silence for his deceased comrades, Dongfang Yan's life returned to normal. Although the approach is somewhat unique, this time the integration is particularly abundant. Points. 705-1874. Perhaps because of the loss of a city, it has attracted a lot of attention, which is why he has received such abundant points, right? After obtaining 7 million points, he directly activated the mid-level lottery mode. Thank you for your patronage. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the advanced spirit seed, purple U. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the intermediate fruit of the dimension. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the intermediate fruit of the element. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the intermediate magic weapon forging technique. Congratulations to the host for obtaining superior iron. I spent 7 million points and kept drawing from morning till evening. Although, thank you for your patronage frequently appears, he has also received a large amount of rewards. And in the end, he even drew something different. Forging technique. And there is superior iron. With a hint of curiosity, Dongfang Yan grasped the forging technique in his mind. After understanding this thing, Dongfang Yan's eyes lit up. Because he really got something amazing. Magic tool forging technique. You can rely on divine fire pure yang yen to refine iron to create magic tools that are compatible with magic energy. As the host has already understood the forging technique, they can be directly melted. Currently, ordinary iron can be used to create inferior ordinary first-level magic tools, with first-level demons having different bones and claws. You can also create high-quality ordinary magic tools. Can be compatible with melee weapon magic tools that provide combat capabilities. If one can achieve a higher level, perhaps the unequal strength of human and demon beings can be changed. When a magician fights a demon, the biggest fear is being melee, but with powerful magic tools, melee has a greater chance of killing them. But not everyone can have the luxury of magic tools. However, what is a bit headache is that the thing seems to have no way of imparting knowledge to others, because the flame that can be forged must be one's own pure yang inflammation. Although his pure yang inflammation is still a golden glow, the golden fire does inject some different energy into it. However, no matter what, this lottery showed him a possibility of changing the present micro. At first glance, the most important thing is still one's own cultivation. Fruits have no side effects, but a maximum of 10 fruits from various varieties can be consumed per day. After reaching higher levels, there will be a redefinition. Nowadays, he only possesses 2 types of magic. Dimensional and elemental, and Dongfang Yan was the first to choose to improve, naturally still using spatial and fire magic. After using the experience fruit, it gives him a feeling of being able to hang it for a while and keep hanging it for a lifetime. These 10 fruits can withstand his cultivation speed for at least 3 months. A day is equivalent to 3 months, if there are 2 departments, then it takes less than half a year. After eating 10-dimensional fruits, his spatial system also surged to the second level of the mid-level, and the nebula of the fire system became even more abundant host. Dongfang Yan Fire System Intermediate Level 2. Pure Yang Inflammation, currently increasing by 2.5 times medium order second order in the spatial system. Wind System Intermediate Level 1. Purple Yushan Wind, currently increased by 2.5 times summoning intermediate level 1. Spiritual Realm. First level completeness special ability. Forging Art. The current popularity value is 51,874. 42 primary elemental fruits, 38 dimensional fruits, 82 black magic fruits, and 96 white magic fruits, 662 intermediate dimensional fruits, 1088 elemental fruits, 995 dark fruits, and 865 white magic fruits. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. Armed to the teeth, join the reconnaissance team. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10. Armed to the teeth, join the reconnaissance team. After the fall of Zili Jiaocheng, the demons in the west also launched invasions on several neighboring border fortresses, but the invading ones were completely incomparable to the demons in the city. Several fortresses were also defended, and the overpass city naturally did not give up. The scouts would go to explore every day, but for now, this place has become a demon paradise during this period. Besides guarding the city in the morning, Dongfang Yan was studying the production of magic weapons every day. Of course, as for the materials, he naturally collected a lot. In addition to the spiritual seeds he obtained here, there was also support from his family. Collecting some materials is not a problem. As for forging magic weapons, we can use them directly from the arsenal. In 3 months, Dongfang Yan developed equipment armed to the teeth. Almost all of them are mid-level demons, and they are special materials with extremely high bloodline. During these 3 months, Dongfang Yan also consumed very little of the fruit. Host. Dongfang Yan Fire System, Intermediate Level, 3rd Level. Pure Yang Inflammation, currently increasing by 2.5 times medium level 3 in the spatial system. Wind System Intermediate Level 2. Purple Yushan Wind, currently increased by 2.5 times summoning intermediate level 1. Spiritual Realm. Level 2 Special Ability. Forging Art. The current popularity value is 61,448. 42 primary elemental fruits, 38 dimensional fruits, 82 black magic fruits, and 96 white magic fruits. 0 intermediate dimensional fruits, 188 elemental fruits, 995 dark fruits, and 865 white magic fruits. However, the fruit consumption is similar, but similarly, the fire system is already complete, and with just one chance, it can directly challenge higher levels. In terms of space, it may take some more time. In terms of wind system, it has also successfully reached the second level. Dongfang Yan. On the city wall, while on duty, he suddenly heard a shout. Dongfang Yan looked over and, upon seeing that it was his immediate superior, Commander Qiu Shi, he responded, "Here. Come with me," said Qiu Shi. "Yes." As the words fell, Qiu Gui led the way ahead, while his words followed behind. Quickly, the two arrived at the general's office. Due to Nan Li's misjudgment, he has now been demoted, becoming the Grand Commander of the Wei side. The new general is Qin Yu from the Qin family of the Wei side. Dongfang Yan also saw Qin Yu for the first time, and looking at him, he had an inexplicable sense of familiarity. This person has a somewhat Qin Zhang-like appearance. "Are you Dongfang Yan?" Qin Yu looked at Dongfang Yan and said, "Yes." Although there was speculation in my heart, Dongfang Yan didn't say anything. "I heard Xiao Zhang mention you before." Qin Yu seemed to have brought up a sad matter, paused, and then said, "He said you are excellent. When he contacted me, he mentioned you the most." Dongfang Yan didn't speak, just listened quietly. "As soon as I saw you today, I confirmed what he said. You are indeed a magical genius, not yet 20 years old, yet you have reached the middle level of perfection. Qin Yu praised him. General Qin, who are you and Qin Zhang? He is my son. Qin Yu paused and continued, although he sacrificed himself in the battle of the overpass city, this can still be considered the home of my old Qin family. The Qin family has always held important responsibilities in the western region, and the number of sacrificed children is unknown. It can be said that although one may feel sad in the quiet of the night, Qin Yu can also accept it. Moreover, this battle cannot be entirely blamed on Nanli. Who would have thought that they would invade recklessly, but the target would be the overpass city. The elite of the western region have all been stationed in border areas. You should know that the area of defending the land is too large, and the number of demons is 100 or 1,000 times that of mages. Therefore, the failure cannot be solely attributed to Nanli. That's also why Nanli was only relegated to the position of Grand Commander. It can be heard that Qin Yu's words have no hypocritical elements, but they are also mixed with strong sadness. He will be sad, but he can also accept this achievement. Looking at the other person, Dongfang Yan said with a hint of guilt, I don't have that ability, otherwise I would have brought him along to seek help. Qin Yu didn't expect Dongfang Yan to say these words, and immediately shook his head and said, You are very honest, but it's not your fault. As for the situation at the overpass city at that time, it was obvious that it would completely fall. However, even if you were to take him away, he wouldn't leave. I still understand my son. Alright, let's not talk about that anymore. Qin Yu shook his head and then said, Listen to Xiao Zhang, you are an ambitious young man who wants to face demons directly. Yes. If it had been 3 months ago, Dongfang Yan might not have had the courage, but now he has once again rearmed himself, even nodding. Okay, I'll give you this opportunity. Qin Yu looked at Dongfang Yan with a satisfied expression on his face and continued, according to some information from the mage hunter, some of the demons in the overpass city have been evacuated, and some have been detected by the mage hunter on the outskirts. It is not as dense as initially, but the number of demons remaining in the city is still unknown. Therefore, I plan to organize an elite team to explore. If you have any ideas, I will organize you into this team. I am willing to join. Okay, tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock, you can go to the gate of Dang and report to Nanli. Nanli Datong Tai Team. Not bad, although the mage hunter has received news that the demons in the city have evacuated, no one can say for sure that the city will be safe. With Nanli, your safety can also be higher. Yes. Alright, you go ahead. Dongfang Yan turned around and left here. And Qin Yu continued to be busy with his own tasks. It's not that Qin Yu wanted to retaliate against Nanli and Dongfang Yan, but a hunting mage happened to notice while hunting nearby. However, in the city, scouts may not be able to accurately investigate, so Nanli took the initiative to apply for this task. There is no conspiracy, nor any retaliation. And Nanli applied to lead a team to investigate, so by the way, Qin Yu gave Dongfang Yan a chance the next morning. Dongfang Yan arrived at the entrance of Dang early. When he arrived, he thought he was the earlier one, but when he arrived, he realized that everyone else had already arrived. However, Nanli did not say anything. After his arrival, he directly ordered to depart. At the moment they set off, they were riding the Skyhawk. When he was in the camp, he had also driven the Skyhawk, but there was no mention of any discomfort. After becoming a mid-level mage, almost all of them will have the opportunity to test drive the Skyhawk. As for becoming a Skyhawk mage, he is not yet qualified. Not because of strength, but because of qualifications. End of this chapter.